Hi, it's Corey, and today I'm going to do another episode of Tales from the Trenches, real stories from the life of a mobile home park owner. Today, I'm going to go on the Wayback Machine to the first mobile home park I ever bought and tell the story of Unit Number 9. Unit Number 9. The first park that we bought was a 12-unit park in Idaho, in Garden City, and it had 11 good tenants when we bought it. They didn't cause trouble. They just paid their rent. Nothing went wrong. And one not so great tenant. When we had toured the property during due diligence, this was I think the one and only park owned home there. Um, and so we did tour the home. Um, and it was awful. It was awful. You could see the tenants were just high as a kite. The ceilings were just cardboard and insulation up there. Like a lot of the ceiling was just missing. It looked really bad. So fortunately, actually, it ended up being extremely fortunately, the tenants almost immediately stopped paying rent as soon as we bought the property. So we were able to get them out fairly easily. We approached them rather than going through the eviction process. We approached them and said, hey, you don't want an eviction on your record. We don't want to have to go through an eviction. If you owe us, X amount of dollars of back rent. If you guys just leave, actually, I'm sorry, it was a tenant-owned home, but somehow we toured it during due diligence. I don't remember why. Anyway, if you guys just leave, if you guys leave and clean out all your stuff and sign us over the title, we will forgive all of your back rent, which is worth way more than the home, because the home was worth nothing. So they took us up on this offer. They left, and they got most of their stuff out of the home. You'll see where it actually ended up, all of this stuff, in a second. And so anyway, so here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show some pictures. So what ends up happening is we're at the end of the day, the plan is to now replace this old dilapidated home with a new, better home in this lot. That's the plan, and get an actual tenant in here who's going to be a good member of the community and who's going to be able to pay their rent and everything. So that is the goal. So here's what we find when we go to check out the property after they have left. I am going to share a screen here. Window. Hold on, give me a second. How do I share? Okay, so this is the home before they left. They had some kind of old broken down camper shell in the yard that reportedly somebody was living in, some kind of debris. The roof you can see is pretty awful on this thing. And here's what I came to after they moved out. The camper shell was gone, but it was basically smashed. And there's all kinds of just a mountain of junk over here. They pulled all the stuff out of the house and just left it in the yard. And the neighbors actually told me not only did they do that, they must have had some buddies with junk to get rid of, because they said they saw U-Haul vans pull in, or U-Haul trucks pull in and unload more junk on top of their junk into the yard. So we had this giant thing. So we got these big dumpsters over here. We got a bunch of dumpsters, and it took, I forget, 3 or 4 dumpsters, I think, before we finally got rid of everything. It was a lot. So then when you go into the door of the house, here's what greeted me: a nice pile of dog poo right when you open the door. I thought that was rather classy. So you go in, here's some of the stuff with the ceiling. I mean, the place was really awful. You can see they just left it totally trashed. Um, yeah, some more photos of the inside, another photo of the pile of junk. So yeah, so that's what we found it in. We ended up cleaning all of the junk out. Then what happened was we ended up that winter, we were going to get a moving company come and haul this home away so that then we could bring a new one in. That winter we had what was called Snowmageddon in the Treasure Valley in Idaho. We got like the record-breaking snowfalls, and the roof of this thing actually collapsed over the bedroom. I guess the thing was so broken down and it had been leaking for so long and not repaired that it had totally lost its integrity, and the roof collapsed right over the bed in the bedroom. So had the tenants been there, I mean, them actually leaving could have saved their life. So then we couldn't get it moved out in that condition, so we had to actually get a demolition permit, and which, heads up, you do need a permit to demo a home. So we got a demolition permit from the city and got it demolished and hauled out. So then we found a new home that we brought in. And this home I found, it was used off Craigslist. It was mid 1980s. much bigger than this one and in much better condition. It had new carpet, new paint already in it. I found it for $9,000 and paid another, I think, $3,200 or $3,500 to have it moved in from a licensed mover. That was back in 2017, early 2017. Moving rates are much higher nowadays. I think it's around 12 grand last time I checked. But so we had it moved in. There was one restroom that needed work. So we ended up renovating one of the restrooms and made it like pretty nice inside. Like if I were young, like it was something I would have lived in. And I'll pull up some pictures of that here as well. You can see so we went from that to, I'm going to go to that was before, I'm going to go to the after pictures here. Let's see, after one. And I think I need to change my sharing window here. Stop sharing, share window after. All right, so you should be able to see this now, hopefully. So here's what it looked like afterwards. So you can see over here where the camper used to be. We put in a nice new lawn, a much bigger home with an actual watertight roof. Here's looking at it from down below. Here's the inside, nice and clean, new carpet. I don't know that the linoleum was new, but it was in good condition. It's got working, functioning appliances, new paint, much nicer home that we put in here. And then we were able to sell this. So all in, let's see, the home, it was 9 grand and we were 3,500. And then for the reno, I think we were in for about 18,000 total. I believe it was a demo, the demo and everything too. I think we were in for about 18. And this was the bathroom that we redid. And that's it. Then it's just darker versions of the same photos. And we sold it for 20 at the time. Nowadays, I feel like this home could get, well, I do know what this could get because it ended up selling again later, but we sold it for 20 at the time. So we recouped our money and made a little bit, but it's not really about making money when you sell a home. If we can just get our money back, we're happy. It's about bringing in a quality tenant who's then going to live there for hopefully a long time and continue to pay lot rent. So getting your occupancy up, that's really what it's about. So that is the story of number 9 in 2017. How long am I going here? I am 11 minutes in. There is a sequel to this story. The story's not over. This 11 great units and number 9, just for whatever reason, even with the nice renovation, seemed to attract some troubled tenants. So I'm going to do another follow-up to this and talk about the next tenant in number 9, which was also a pretty interesting case. So, but for now, that's long enough. Thanks for sticking around if you did. Cheers.